El Salvador is the smallest and most densely populated country in Central America. In fact, nearly 6 million people call it home. Still struggling with the consequences of a 12-year civil war and constantly affected by natural disasters such as earthquakes and tropical storms, almost 3 million there live in inadequate housing. Since 1992, Habitat for Humanity El Salvador has provided housing solutions for more than 37,000 Salvadorians. This January, 7 past and current Edina police and fire employees will head to El Salvador to assist Habitat for Humanity in building homes. Let's go to Fire Station 1, where Sergeant Aaron White is with Dispatch Supervisor Tony Martin and Fire Chaplain John Good to discuss the trip.
Thank you, Brian. I'm out at the Edina Fire Station today, and I'm joined with a couple guests today to talk about a very special project that they're going to be involved in coming up in January. I'm joined by Tony Martin, the supervisor of our 911 Communications Center. Thanks for being here, Tony.
Thank you, Aaron.
And John Good. John, you have a couple titles for us. You work as a volunteer chaplain with the fire department.
That's correct.
Thank you for that. And then tell us a little bit about your day job, and then we can kind of tie in what we're here to talk about here today.
Sure. I work for Habitat for Humanity International, which is based in Georgia, but I live here in Edina, and Habitat, as many people are aware, is a housing organization. We do affordable housing in about 75 countries around the world. And my job is to intersect with our faith-based partners. I'm a pastor by training. I served at Christ Presbyterian here in Edina for 6 years, but I've been with Habitat for the last 6 years.
Okay, and you hit on the point that I think a lot of people have heard of Habitat for Humanity, but maybe don't know about the global reach.
Right.
Touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so Habitat's involved in all 50 states, and as I mentioned, in about 75 countries. And our mission is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And to do that, we engage homeowners who put in sweat equity to help build their own homes, anywhere from 300 to 500 hours. And when the house is completed, with the help of volunteers, Habitat hands over the keys to the new house. We hand over a Bible, which is a demonstration of our motivation. And then we also hand over the mortgage, because now the homeowner pays Habitat back a no-profit loan. So the house payments are usually cheaper than what they were paying in rent.
So the thing we're here to talk about today is this reaching beyond our own country. You guys are planning a trip to El Salvador in January, and let's get Tony involved here a little. Tony, you've signed up as a member of the team to go down there. You ever been to El Salvador before?
I have not been down there, no.
All right, tell us a little bit about your involvement. What are you going to do?
The plan is, I was involved around July. Other members of the fire department opened it up to other members of the city. I graciously accepted that invite. When we get down there, really it's a 10-day trip that we're going to be planned to attend. And when we start up, we're going to be pretty much doing the labor of building the home.
Have you been doing your research? Is this a little daunting at this point, or what are your thoughts?
A little scary in a way, kind of going to another country. At least we'll be escorted by Habitat, and when we get down there, I have researched a little bit. We actually brought in some other members that have gone down recently through John's Habitat group that built in El Salvador, and were able to answer a lot of questions for us that we had.
You're volunteering your time, taking time away from work and using up the vacation time and everything else. Who else is on the team?
We currently active members of the city. It's myself and Captain Dave Schmitzer of the fire department, retired fire department employees. Was retired Fire Marshal Tom Jensen, along with Jim Robinson, who was a captain, and then 2 paid on-call firefighters, which is Todd Wakefield and Mike Persons.
Very good. Gentlemen, now let's get to the reality of the situation here. We're doing this as an act of charity to help others, and that's where fundraising comes in. To go to El Salvador and build a house is expensive. Talk about that a little bit. John, how are we going to fund this?
Yeah, well, we're reaching out to the community for anyone who would like to help by giving a small donation or a large one. All the participants are paying their own expenses, airfare, travel, in-country, meals, hotel, and then included in that is a small donation which remains with Habitat in El Salvador so that the work of house building can go on even after our week is through.
Sure, very good. If folks want to contribute that are watching the show here, how can they do that, Tony?
We do have a website through Habitat for Humanity that people can donate, since each member has to generate their own funds to go, whether it's they pay or people donate. They can do that. There is a website through Habitat for Humanity specific to our fire department group. And then we also do have a fundraiser going. We're going to be selling t-shirts that will help pay for our way.
Very good. And January in El Salvador, I'm assuming, I don't know, is that going to be warm, tropical? Is that a good place to go in January at least?
It better be, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, gentlemen, this is a huge undertaking and very impressive commitment on your part and really for a good cause. So I thank you on behalf of the City of Edina and wish you well on your trip.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Looking forward to it.
Tony Martin with our 911 Communications Center and John Good with Habitat for Humanity. Thank you, gentlemen.